The government has the largest subsidy has been given so far by any government except before. Could you see the return of perhaps on the implementation of a target subsidy? I know there has been in the past, and you know how with the recent XST car that has not been extended, that has given some room of buffer for the government to like 5 billion. So what your thoughts on that?
Yeah. There is, of course, merits to a targeted approach, but any targeted approach to implement is always about the execution. So in fact, today, after this, I'll be going to a few petrol stations to test the mechanisms or the platform that is being proposed to be used, because obviously the biggest subsidy out of the 77 billion is actually subsidy for petrol at the petrol stations. In fact, last month the petrol subsidy crossed 5 billion a month, right? And research done by the central bank and various other independent research houses shows that for every 1 ringgit, 53 cents is of the subsidy is benefited by the top 20% of our population of the T20. So that means if you assume the subsidy to be 30 billion, which it will be, then 15 billion of it is going to those who can afford, which is the T20. So B40, M40, we should continue with the subsidy, but ensuring that the system and the execution is right, can work is also important. But in the long term, it's something that the government believe it has to be done. It's something that the government wants to do, has been looking at it, but when it will happen will be the decision that will be made by the cabinet. But when it will happen also will be decided when we are comfortable with the mechanism, with the platform of how we execute it. So for the time being, there is discussion continues on targeted subsidy, but more importantly, we need to ensure that the thing works, the execution works. So that timeline I cannot commit because we need to go back to cabinet and to present to cabinet what is the best platform. We are looking at various platforms because obviously, the users are different, so the customer experience will be very different in rural areas, in the city, and obviously in certain subsidy segments, right? So.